Hello and welcome back to the channel. Amber here, and today we are breaking down episode 4 of the Wheel of Time season 3. Before we get into it, my short review is this. Episodes 1 through 3 were a great start to the season, but episode 4 might be the crowning achievement of the season and the whole series thus far. It's a very Rand-centric episode that throws the audience deep into the lore and history of what it means to be a leader for Rand. This totally kicks off Act 2 for the character. It's the moment he fully commits to his identity as the Dragon Reborn. We see him go from just reacting to events to fully committing to his destiny. I love that the events in Ruidion humble him in a way, and I think this is reflected by him sitting under Avendesora waiting for Moiraine to be there for her whatever the outcome. It's a brilliant change to the story. And episode 4 expands Ruidion beautifully, letting Rand relive even more of his past. It allows the audience to fully absorb the experience. It also ties his path to Lanfear in a way that feels completely natural. Instead of showing her with Lews Therin, we see Lanfear with Rand's ancestor, someone she has no romantic ties to, and that's what makes it so powerful. It strips away the lover, the obsession, and reveals Lanfear as she was, a brilliant scientist, a woman who, if we believe her, wanted to do good. It humanizes her in a way a scene with Lews Therin could never do, giving us a clear perspective on her character. And this is my favorite scene of the entire episode. No complaints, just pure admiration. In fact, this might be one of my favorite fantasy episodes ever, and I don't say that lightly. Rand isn't even my favorite character, but this hit me like a ton of bricks. It's visceral, powerful, and Yosha Stradowski delivers a great performance as his ancestors. I absolutely love this one, so let's dive in. As always, you can find me on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Discord, and if you would like to help support the channel, check out Road to Valon on Patreon and YouTube memberships. Special shout out to Catherine, this video is for you. As we begin, we start with a scene where Rand and Lan discuss Tam, both a blade master and a humble shepherd. Rand grapples with his Aiel heritage, knowing it's in his blood but feels disconnected from the culture. He longs for identity and purpose. Then Aviendha warns Rand against touching swords near Ruidion, sparking a sparring match with Lan. Further in the episode, we learn why the Aiel don't touch swords. But we will get to that later. Moiraine and Bear strip Aviendha of her garments and spears, forcing her to accept her fate as a wise one. She's been running, but there's no escape. Her trial in Ruidion mirrors the White Tower's test for Aes Sedai, and it's just as dangerous. Rhuarc then reveals that surviving clan chiefs leave Ruidion with one golden dragon, but the Kara Karn, the true Aiel leader, will have two. That's how Rand will know he's the one. As they arrive, the Shido, a fierce warring clan, look ready to attack. Rand's request to enter Ruidion offends them because he's not Aiel. Quick sidebar here, but when Rand says, "My mother was Aiel," Bear corrects him. "Your father, yes, but your mother..." And then Couladin's tantrum cuts her off. But don't forget this, because the real identity of Rand's mother still needs to be revealed. When the Wise Ones answer that Rand may enter Ruidion, Couladin lashes out to attack, but Bear holds him back with hardened air because she can channel. Another plot twist. Some of the Wise Ones can channel. We learn Moiraine will also enter Ruidion, and there she will see all her possible futures, and Rand will witness the past lives of his male ancestors and the history of the Aiel, each time going further back in time. Once inside the city of Ruidion, we see giant statues and fog that has a connection to the One Power. We should assume that the city was not built by the Aiel, but something older. We see Avendasora, the Tree of Life, take center stage and learn just how intertwined Rand and Moraine's paths are. The dialogue is perfect and another standout moment, in my opinion. Moraine's uncle, the Kyrianan king, broke his oath to the Aiel, starting a war. That war led to Rand's mother giving birth on Dragonmount. If he hadn't been born there, she would have lived and Tam never would have found and raised him. Without the two rivers, Rand might never have fulfilled the Aiel prophecy. The butterfly effect is on full display. Rand then enters the glass columns and witnesses his past through the eyes of his father, Janduin. He fights and dances the spears. We learn he is the one who killed King Laman, Moraine's uncle, the king. He finds his wife, Rand's mother, dead, with the child taken. This fulfills part of the prophecy. Rand is of Aiel blood, but not raised by the Aiel. He was raised by Tam in the Two Rivers. Rand then enters the next vision, which depicts the creation of the glass columns and how they are used, the beginning of the tradition in which clan chiefs must enter to know their past. Mendain and his wife watch Ruidion as channeling erupts within the city. His wife has visited her sisters in the world of dreams, where they all saw the same vision. The chiefs who refuse the call will be lost. We learn Latra Sedai, seen with Lews Therin in Season 1, summoned Mendain here, meaning she's lived centuries after that event. In the vision, she produces the Sarkarnan, a powerful Sa-Angreal, and delivers several prophecies, including one about the Karakarn, who will lead the Aiel. She urges Mendain to remember why the Aiel do not carry swords, then creates the glass columns through which the chiefs will walk to witness their ancestors' past and understand why they are called Oathbreakers. Mendain insists the Aiel are not Oathbreakers. As he enters the columns, we flash to Rand, moving forward into his third vision. A young man named Luwin rests under one of the Chora trees, similar to Avendasora. If these people look similar to another group of people in the Wheel of Time, there is a reason for it, but we will get to that later. His sister has been abducted by bandits. He goes to get her back, but they follow the way of the leaf and practice nonviolence. While rescuing the women, they raise their veils so the bandits don't see their faces and they are attacked. This is why the current day Aiel wear veils. Luwin kills one of the men while protecting himself and brings his sister back. This is why the Aiel are Oathbreakers. The Tuatha'an and the Aiel all come from the same group of people, and both the Aiel and the Tuatha'an have broken oaths. Luwin's companion picks up a sword, but Luwin says no. Swords have no other use than killing, but spears can be touched because they are a tool that can put food in pots. So here we are witnessing the splintering of the culture, where those who followed the way of the leaf split from society by using a weapon to kill and becoming the Aiel we see today. Luwin is forever shunned by his society. His mother refuses to call him her son. When I tell you, I sobbed when she told him to hide his face, I wouldn't be lying. Luwin vows to protect the people who shunned him. They can't do violence, but now he can. This is the birth of the modern-day Aiel. Next, Rand witnesses a man within Ruidion screaming, Muradin, Savannah's husband. He's now witnessing the same events as Rand. Everything he was taught, his people's greatness, their honor, is shattered in an instant. The shock is so unbearable that it shatters his mind. Rather than live with the horrors of what he has seen, he physically blinds himself to escape it, clawing his eyes out. We then move to Moiraine. She finds the same Sa'angreal that was placed in the tree by Latra. She approaches the silver arches ter'angreal and sees Avienda within them, screaming, witnessing her own futures. She steps in and sees flashes of all her possible futures. We then go back to Rand as he witnesses life as Jonai back to a time before the Way of the Leaf was broken. His people have gone through a massacre. His tribe wants to turn back to find somewhere that's safe where they can return to their old ways of life and sing the song of harvest. Jonai urges them not to leave. He buries his dead and pulls his wagon alone with a chora tree inside. What we see here is an earlier split happening. The party who leaves Jonai will become the Tuatha'an, and Jonai's line of descendants will become the Aiel. Jonai's people were tasked with bringing these trees and the Sarkarnan to the desert, and those who turn back have also broken oaths. Next in the vision, we see Rand's ancestor during the breaking of the world, a time in which all male channelers have gone mad. We know this because the other Aes Sedai tells Latra, our brothers, meaning the male Aes Sedai of this time, lie dead at our feet by our own hands. They live ripe with madness. Latra wants the Sarkarnan taken somewhere safe because she doesn't trust that it won't fall into the wrong hands. Male channelers went mad due to the sickness of saidin, but some of the female channelers could be untrustworthy as well. The plot twist here is Latra mentions Miran Sedai, who opened the Dark One's prison and took the name Lanfear. So hold on to your butts because we will get to that soon. So yeah, this Sarkarnan is powerful, really, really powerful. The strongest one in the world that can only be used by a woman. Its counterpart is the male Sa'angreal Kalendor. Rand's ancestor promises to take the Sarkarnan and Chora tree cuttings to safety, vowing to always follow the way of the leaf. He and his partner load their little steampunk wagon, whisper a prayer, and ride off as fire and lightning from thousands of crazed male channelers blacken the sky. And as a fan, the scene took my breath away. Visually stunning, with incredible music and beautifully written dialogue, the use of the old tongue was the perfect touch. I could go on, but there's another scene ahead. But it's a joy to see this moment handled with such care. In the final vision, men and women sing in harmony as they harvest wheat, with the massive Sharome, a research facility, hovering in the background. These are the Dashane Aiel, ancestors of the Aiel and Tuatha'an, who served the Aes Sedai in a utopian world along with the Ogier and Nim, singing songs of growing. This image is breathtaking. The abundance of serenity from the Age of Legends on full display. It captures everything I love about this era in a single visual interpretation. But then we cut to inside the Sharome, where Rand's ancestor watches the other Daishane Aiel work while speaking to Miran Sedai, the woman who will become Lanfear. Today is an important day. Today is the day all of her research will pay off. She's found a new source of the one power, something that could be used by everyone, man or woman. A true power that isn't decided by gender. She will punch through the fabric of space-time and try to harness it. She tells him to go back down and be with his family, to sing his song, which is the song the Tuatha'an are referencing when they say, remember the song. He goes back to the harvest, and the Sharome explodes and falls out of the sky. We then see an opening form in the sky, which is actually the Dark One being released into the world. Lanfear is the person who unknowingly released the Dark One into the world, and his vision ends. He lays on the ground of Ruidion, and dragons form on his arms. He then finds Aviendha, who sees him and the dragons on both arms. He's fulfilled the prophecy, but she's not happy. What has she just seen in the arches? What does her future hold? It's a spoiler for me to say anymore. We learn from Egwene and Lan that Rand and Moiraine have been inside Ruidion for 7 days. And at dawn, Rand appears carrying Moiraine out of the city. Now, in an effort to make this video as easy to digest, I'm going to end it here. This was a huge undertaking to condense, and if anything is unclear, feel free to drop your questions and thoughts into the comment section. Please like and subscribe for more Wheel of Time content, and I'll see you back next time.